All right, here we go. I'm taking a risk. I'm doing something I've never done before, and it just feels like there's an aliveness. It's one of those moments where the pain of not doing the thing is greater than the discomfort of doing the thing. So I'm taking a leap of faith and I just hit record and I'm just going to start flowing and talking. And I had this brilliant idea. I was like, well, the best way to start any experiment so that you ensure that no matter what happens, even if it fails miserably, that it ends up being a good thing, a good idea, is to start it by eating a freshly baked chocolate chip cookie. So that's what I'm going to do. I just baked a batch of cookies. My wife is away. This has become a pastime of mine because I'm obsessed with these cookies. And well, quite frankly, life is more enjoyable with fresh baked chocolate chip cookies in the mix. And so I just made these and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go do this thing. And why not bring in this beautiful ritual of eating some of this chocolate chip cookie on camera, on the mic. And first, I got to share a little bit with my buddy Reggie here. All right, Reg, you get a little piece. That's it. Reggie's here. We're doing it. All right, I'm going to have a bite. And can't have a chocolate chip cookie without a cup of peppermint tea. This is what I do, people. This is really I'm just doing this for myself. Yeah. Okay. A little slurp of the tea. And all right. Reggie's clearly not satisfied. He wants more. So what's this really about? Why am I doing this? Well, this is something that I've had on my heart list for a long time. And it's one of those ideas that just won't go away. It just keeps nagging at me. And the knock is getting louder and louder. And I'm in a season of my life and a season of my artistry where I feel like I have a blank canvas and I've established this space, this Substack space, this space in my life to just explore what feels like the most joyful way for me to express, to create, to use my voice, to use my gifts. And there's a lot of things I love to do. I love to write songs. I love to make music medicine and create music that can support people on their healing journey or in transforming or alchemizing things that are ready to be released or transmuted. And it's come to my inner attention that there's this part of me that hasn't really been given the space to express itself. And there's this constant feeling of there's something in me that wants to be expressed, that wants to be witnessed, that wants to be heard and seen. And I am fully aware that that's really something I need to give to myself. And that sounds like some high-level spiritual idea, but it's actually true. Like, I'm so viscerally aware that this hunger that I have doesn't correspond to anything that I'm going to get from the outside world, especially by continuing to do the things that I've been doing in the way that I've been doing them. And so I just feel this call to step into a new space, create a container for my expression to flow in a different way. And the truth is, I have a lot to say. And it's not like I just want to hear myself talk, although maybe there would be some good medicine in even just that. And for sure, that's what this is. This today, right here, right now, is me hitting record and me seeing what comes out if I just give myself space to flow and not have a plan and not have some polished, neatly wrapped up message in a bow that's like got some lesson contained in it. I'm just doing this for fun, to see what happens when I get on the mic, press record, and speak from my heart. And so, yeah, I'll just even let that be there for a second. Feels good. Feels good. I'm thinking about a conversation I had maybe 5 years ago with my friend Blue. We did a Gene Keys session. If you know what the Gene Keys is, it's this incredibly complex and nuanced system of understanding ourselves and codifying what our different life journey initiations are going to be. And I was called to it, and I did a Gene Keys session with my friend Blue. And so based on some of your personal information, you'd have a chart, and someone who's well-versed in that system can read your chart. And my friend Blue and I have a common challenge that we've both faced or are facing on our journeys, which is the loss of our hearing, which actually appears in my Gene Keys, which is crazy. There's a deafness key. And somewhere in this really deep and intricate reading and conversation that we had, she suggested that I do a podcast, that I start a podcast just for me, just to have a space to let my voice flow in a way that it hasn't. And I was like, that's a really good idea. And that was 5 years ago, maybe more. And I've circled around it. And even the word, the bad P word that I just said, is such a scary, daunting word. I don't know why. Like, it just feels like this massive undertaking, and I'm not ready to commit to that. I don't even want to call this that. So I'm not going to. I'm just a guy with a microphone, a very fancy one, and a camera, and that has a lot to say and that wants to share what's on my heart in a different kind of way than I ever have before. And I guess there's a sense of like wanting to just take my power back from any part of me that's waiting for somebody to come along and invite me or give me an invitation to their platform or to a space where, you know, then I can have permission to just say the things that I want to say or express in the way that I want to express. And it's like, why don't I just create it for myself? This can be my little corner of the internet where I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. I can share whatever I want to share. I can have friends come and hang out, and we can talk about stuff that's inspiring to us. And maybe that'll just be enough, you know, for me to just feel fulfilled in doing the thing that feels most alive and inspiring to me without needing anything more. And so that's part of the experiment. So I'm trying this out. I said I was going to go for 20 minutes. Maybe that's a little ambitious. I think this feels like a good amount just to start it off. And I can already feel that there are parts of me that I don't get to share anywhere else, that if I kept doing this, they would start to come out, you know, and that would be really liberating and really freeing. And ultimately, that's what this is about. It's about liberation. It's about giving permission to oneself. And even me saying it that way, like I'm saying it in a way that maybe it's going to resonate with somebody else, because I am going to share this, but this is for me. I'm doing this for me. And I was in this deep process of inquiry with my brother Darius today. We're doing some amazing deep diving into my own creative process, my own creative journey. And he's holding a beautiful space in his container called the Creative Sanctuary. Shout out Creative Sanctuary. And we did this crazy cool process today, which was sort of like my first meeting with ChatGPT. And I have so much resistance to AI because I'm such a purist. I have such a strong belief in the inherent value of the creative process. And I don't want to give any of that away or outsource any of that. And I'm so aware of all the dangers. I've seen them firsthand. There's so many ways that it, you know, the unhealthy uses of AI have come into my field, whether it's, you know, posts that friends have written where there's sections of the post written by AI. And I'm like, that's not you. And I don't want to hear the AI version of you, the watered down AI version of you. I want you. Or my nephew talking about doing applications for university and using ChatGPT. And I'm just like, ugh. Or, you know, don't get me started on all this AI made music that's like flooding the streaming platforms, and that are a lot of people creating are just trying to make money, and it's just saturating a space that's already saturated enough. And of course, I have so much skin in the game because I'm an independent artist and I want my music to be heard, and I put a lot of heart and soul into it. And it pains me to see those spaces being flooded with these creations that basically are just the product of someone putting a prompt into a chat box and then whipping up some kind of creation that sounds like music and saying, hey, I created this song. And it's like, no, you didn't really create that. So long story short, that was a tangent. We were doing this process, and in the midst of that process, there was a question that was, who are you creating for? Who is your audience? Who is specifically the person that's going to most benefit from whatever it is that you're creating? And my honest answer was, it's for me. I'm writing for me. I'm creating for me, for the version of me that went through the challenges and didn't have the encouragement and didn't have the path lit to show me which way to go and to guide my steps. For that version of me, and for the me now that just wants to feel the joy of the expression as it moves through my channel. And of course, that corresponds to others like me who would also value and benefit from what it is that I'm sharing. But ultimately, it's for me. And that's why I'm doing this. And so here we are, episode 1. That feels even weird to say. This isn't an episode. This is experiment number 1 of this series of conversations. And this one was between me and me. And if you happened to tune in here, then it's between me and you too. So thank you for being here. Maybe I'll do this again. Let's see. All right. Much love. Peace.